Hi, I'm Robert Van Voort with Huios Home Services, and we're on set here today with Tayber Yastremski of the Sustainable Projects Group. And we were interviewing Tayber to get an understanding of the whole effect to you homeowners for the area of energy efficiency and the impact that the carbon taxes, and more specifically the availability of the carbon tax rebates that are coming up here shortly are going to be available. Maybe Tayber, you can tell our homeowners a little bit about the rebate process and what the expectation is for anybody who wanted to take advantage of those rebates.
Great. Well, there's two programs that have been released that are applicable to actual homeowners. The first program is pretty straightforward. It's fairly prescriptive. It's based on LED lights. There's the LED light program, the water efficiency program, and there's efficiency for the plugins for media centers. So basically like power bars that have timers on them that shut on and off. That particular program, what ends up happening is you can have a group like EcoFit comes in and they'll do a retrofit, replace all your bulbs, replace all those things to more energy efficient ones. But it's sort of a limited time at the moment. That program is pretty much full. The more applicable program that you and I were discussing is the one that basically where we come in, it's a lot more comprehensive. We take a look at, again, the lighting, but we take a look at more than just the individual bulbs. We'll take a look at fixtures. There's a window program as well. So we look at basically replacing some of the windows. We're going all the way up to, the government's incenting people to go all the way up to triple pane windows to make them highly efficient. We look at insulation in the walls as well as insulation in the basement. There's different opportunities, different materials that can be used to bump up the R value of the house to make it use a lot less energy. Same thing goes for the attic as well. We can basically upgrade the roof and update the insulation for that piece.
Now, that being said, if a homeowner's wanting to get started with making their home more energy efficient, what is one of the most consistent things that you're coming across that pretty much anybody can implement right off the bat that can start saving them money immediately?
Lighting's the easiest one. Realistically, the cost to implement upgrading your lighting to LED is substantially cheaper than a lot of the other sort of upgrades, and it has the best sort of payback for what you're doing. Okay. The windows, it depends on the situation. When we're talking about your building envelope, so the insulation, the windows, HVAC, things like that, if that equipment is near end of life, it's great to look at doing it now just because not only are the incentives there, but it's also going to make it a lot, your house a lot more efficient. But those typical projects, if you just put in brand new windows or you just upgraded the insulation in your house, it may not be the ideal project at this point in time.
Sure. But now, we had talked a couple of weeks ago when we first met, Tayber. We were talking about your specialty. And first off, I should introduce you a little bit better than I have so far. You've got a master's in engineering, is it?
That's correct. Yeah.
And that's specifically related to energy efficiency?
Energy efficient, yeah, Master's of Engineering in Energy. So we look at energy efficiency as well as been trained to look at energy production, sort of small scale. So talking about solar, those types of projects.
Sure. Now, in terms of, as we had talked about a couple of weeks ago, you threw out the term, which I was unfamiliar with, called the energy audit.
Yes.
From a homeowner residential perspective, for that homeowner who's looking to maximize their energy efficiency, but also perhaps thinking this is the year to do it, now that we've got the government in place that's really pro energy efficiency and helping homeowners and giving them these incentives to save that money. So the term that you'd given me previously was the energy audit. So maybe you can just touch on that a little bit. Tell us what an energy audit is, what it looks like.
Energy audit, basically, when it comes to a lot of these different opportunities, right now every building has different things that can be done to it to make it more efficient. The challenge is identifying which ones to do first or which ones actually make sense to do, because in some situations it doesn't make sense based on the way the building's operating. So energy audit is where we have an engineer come in, have a look at the existing systems you have in place and try to find out ways, basically look at which programs, which opportunities are available to make them more efficient. And that way we can look at things like payback, like how long does it take? If you do upgrade your insulation or upgrade your HVAC system, is it something that's going to take 40, 50 years to pay off, or is it going to take 2 or 3 years to pay back? So that's what the energy audit really does. It's that engineering assessment of the facility.
So it's not so much just a matter of where it can save energy, but where it makes sense to try to save energy from an outflow of the cash flow basis of the homeowner. where can they invest their energy savings dollars that's going to give them the best return on investment.
Absolutely, yeah, that's
Fantastic.
the case. We don't want people basically putting in equipment where they don't. It doesn't make sense to
Just
put in.
just
so.
to feel good for doing something for the environment. That's nice, but primarily we're talking saving money, and that's
Yeah.
what we're trying to help the consumers do with the energy audit.
Yep.
Fantastic. No, that's very good. Anything specifically that you would suggest, Tabor, that you would recommend that homeowners should be aware of in terms of timeline, application process, where things are at for those who want to kind of take that next step forward in terms of getting that energy audit? What does that look like? What do they need to consider?
Sure. I guess one of the biggest concerns right now with what's going on with these programs, almost all of them are completely overprescribed. So what we had with the main program we're talking about right now, the goal of the government was to do about 50,000 homes per year. The program's been open for about, 3 weeks now, and we're already at 105,000 homes on the list. So some of the other programs have shut down. They were only open, same thing, for about a month because they couldn't physically take any more people. They know over the next 5 years they already have a big enough list. So if there's an interest in this program, there's a bit of an urgency, at least to get your name on the list in the process so that when time comes in the next year, residents or homeowners will be able to actually get in on the program.
Fantastic. And is there a way that you would suggest that we could help facilitate that process? How complex is that application process? What can we do to help them get their name on the list?
Right. Pretty much, I guess, if you talk with anybody within our group or other qualified contractors that are, basically all the contractors that are offering the services have to be pre-approved. So
Okay.
with Huios and sort of that, basically what we've got set up, we are pre-approved contractors to offer those services. So if you have a conversation with basically anybody on our team, we can start to get the process set up where at least your name gets on that list. There is the option to go directly to the government website and put your name on a list, and then you'll be allowed to pick from a list of qualified contractors, or you will be assigned a contractor. But if you've already been working with somebody, or there's a group like ourselves that you might be interested in, please contact one of us directly.
Fantastic. All right. Thanks, Tabor, so much for joining us here this fine day to discuss energy efficiency and the whole home audit process. And so if people want to get in touch with you further, they obviously can connect through our website at huioshome.com, or they can connect with you. What's the best way for them to reach out to you?
A couple different ways. The best is first to check out our website at suspg.com. The other option is to give us a call at 855-888-8355, and somebody in the office, there's a couple different lines you'll be able to get through, and they can give you a little more information or potentially set up an audit for you.
Fantastic. Tabor, thank you again so much for coming down, spending your time with us, and giving us this little bit of an education on into the whole area of home energy efficiency and the rebate programs.
No problem.
Thank you very much.